Hey everybody, welcome to Racer X Films. This is the Fly Racing 2018 launch. We're here in Boise, Idaho for a couple of days of riding here at the facility, then some mountain biking, some dirt bike trail riding up in a beautiful resort that we have yet to go to. But in the meantime, enough about that and what we're doing. Andrew Short is here. He has been WPS Fly Racing guy for a long time now. Andrew, first of all, before we get into the line of gear, pretty cool facility here.
Yeah, WPS has always been the good people, core enthusiasts that ride, and for me it's always been a good group of people to be supported by and backed by as a racer. So now it's kind of transitioned. Like you said, we're going trail riding tomorrow. I'm excited about that, but also excited for the new 2018 line. A lot of progressive items that they've incorporated in the gear, and I really like the BOA system. They put it on the light hydrogen pant this year, and from the racer perspective, that's the pant that I always chose and it was my favorite. So it's cool to see them incorporate that feature in there, and just to see all you guys up here. It's awesome, you know, how much Fly has grown over the years. I started wearing it in 2003, and it's developed into one of the leading gear brand out there. So for me, it's been amazing to see the transition and the growth.
Now, like you said, you've been wearing it for a long time. I don't think there's a gear company out there that's made bigger strides in the less amount of time than Fly Racing. From your early days to now, you talked about it a little bit at the dinner we had last night, but what was it like with the early years of gear? And again, you know, you were one of the first guys to wear it, to where it is now. How is that progression, and how have you helped them maybe a little bit?
Yeah, I think just from the performance side, I'm no designer or artist. They have a whole group and staff that have made huge leaps and bounds in that area, but obviously the looks, yeah, they've gotten a lot better. But performance-wise, durability-wise, all those things have you know, trended in the right direction for a long time, and now they're leading the class there. So for that aspect, it's cool. And always as a racer like me, Kennard, a few people, we go to the design room and tell them what we were looking for, and then they kind of bounce ideas back and forth, because the core consumer isn't going to necessarily want what me or Trey Kennard want for an outdoor national, but I think they've come a long way, and I think the end product is really good now.
One of the things that they're most proud of here for the 18 Fly Racing line is, so the light hydrogen line is what most of the racers like to wear. They have the Evo, they have the Kinetic, but light hydrogen does, like you said, have incorporated the BOA system on the back. It's sort of a minimalist racewear line. It's for maximum flex and stretch. Yeah. That's your line, and then now that it has the BOA, you're stoked?
Yeah, just because it keeps your pants on. You know, obviously, me and you aren't gonna wear the same. We don't have the same body type, and the next dude, you know, he could be super skinny. So the BOA makes it custom for whoever. And as a racer, you want the max performance, and you want fit, and you just want to be focused on the track. And I think nobody else uses this technology in motocross and the way they've used it, and I think it's unique. So that's something I always really wanted. And Fly doesn't make custom gear for their racers like some of the other brands, where they're, you know, taking a ½ inch out here or there, and so I think that's also what's led to a better product with Fly and the development.
And the whole company here, from this track you see behind us, that's right at the facility, the whole company, they have company ride days. A lot of guys off-road trail ride, they ride moto. It's a real core company.
Yeah, real enthusiasts. You know, the same dude you'd pull up to the track and sit on the back of the tailgate and talk to, and, you know, basically bench race. Those are the same dudes that are out there in the warehouse, are designing gear or running the company. It's pretty cool from that aspect, and people to be associated with. I think there's not any other company really like that, and it's just cool to see that people like that have had success too, and have developed to where they have.
Now, you yourself, transitioning after a great pro career, Supercross and Motocross, still doing some testing for Honda. Racing days are over though, but now, Shorty, you are a rally guy. You love it. Talk about that a little bit.
I'm addicted to rally, but if I have my own time, that's what I want to go do. But I still ride a ton of moto. That's mostly what I do. Help with testing with Honda and development with the race team, and a little bit with the riders. So I enjoy that. It's a good transition. It's hard to stop racing when I've been doing it for so long, and just to stop cold turkey would be really difficult mentally. And I'm still having a hard time with it. I miss that feeling of going off the gate and just being in the zone and reacting. That's something that I feel like there's a little hole there. So I try to replace that with rally and the adventure and challenge of that, and getting lost and scared and getting the adrenaline.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I get the adrenaline and endorphins that way.
All right, well, folks, the 2018 Fly Racing launch, here we are. Quick trivia question for you, the viewers, and Shorty. Can you please name Fly Racing's first ever paid motocross athlete?
Tim Ferry, helmet.
Tim Ferry on the helmet. It all started with Ferry, and it works into there. All right, guys, here I am with Max Steffens. He's been here 9 years at WPS, the gear guy for many of those, for all the athletes from Trey Kennard to Andrew Short to nowadays Josh Grant and everybody else that races. Max, we talked to Shorty a little bit about the line of gear, but I want to specify more with you. How much day-to-day, week-to-week working with the racers influences the gear that the consumer can buy? I mean, how much kind of examples can you give us about how important that is?
It's important. We send samples, blank samples to racers at their homes. They try stuff out. They put stuff on. They send us back feedback as far as like, oh, this doesn't work. This is too stretchy. This and that. We have two local pros that ride here at our track, testing product, feeling gloves, feeling this, feeling that. We were speaking earlier about the gloves, and the Pro Light glove is a prime example. The riders wanted something, really tight, really snug, very, very, minimal. Well, we got it, the glove was so good that it was too tight to get on. So this year we added the Pro Light, now has a strap. So that's, it's a huge deal, mostly influenced by riders because they all want something very, very minimal for racing, but at the same time it can't be, difficult to get on. So.
Now, we've had Weston Pike here today. We've got Andrew Short here today. A lot of the racers week to week, they love the light hydrogen line. They can wear anything. They love the light hydrogen line. Pike is more of an Evo guy. How does that, when you first sign somebody or when they're working through the new year designs, how do you determine what they like, style of gear, brand of gear, line of gear?
Most of it's personal preference with him. Obviously, with the racers, we try to push them towards more of our premier side of the line. So we'll try him in Evo, we'll try him light hydrogen. Some guys land on kinetic. Pike, for example, is an Evo guy in Supercross and a kinetic light hydrogen guy in outdoors. The light hydrogen gear is very, very minimal, stretchy, very, very vented. We have some new technology on that this year that you went over with JT. The kinetic is also a little more minimal, not a lot of, it's a great pant, a great build, but we didn't put a ton of technical features in it. Versus like the Evo is a high-end technical pant, high-end technical jersey, the BOA technology. So a lot of it's personal preference.
Since you started bringing gear to the races for guys like Shorty and Trey Kennard, how much has this line of gear grown in features and benefits, fit, quality, comfort, all of that?
Every year we get better and better. From when I started to where we are now, it's not even comparable. The art team and even the sales team, everybody behind the force is, we've put a lot of effort into our line, and this is by far 18 is going to be one of our best lines ever.
Color-wise, you pick for the riders mostly, right?
Within reason. OEMs have some influence on that stuff. KTM guys have to wear a lot of orange, Cowie guys have to wear a lot of green, so on and so forth. There are some ins and outs. Obviously, we prefer to pick what color they wear because we can drive some of the sales sometimes by picking colorways. But most of the time, it's somewhat influenced by OEMs where we have, okay, you get 6 colorways for this guy. And then we get them all approved, and we just rotate through those colorways.
Now, I understand the 2018 gear will be making its debut at Washougal.
Yes, Washougal will have everybody in it.
I can't wait. It's been very exciting.
It's gonna be a good weekend. Excited for everybody to see it.
All right, let me ask you this. A couple things. First off, Josh Grant this year picked up by Fly Racing, folks, and there's no doubt his career has trended massively upwards since Max Steffens and everybody at Fly Racing picked him up. So I want to congratulate you. A set of gear seems to have rejuvenated JG.
I don't know if the gear was it or if it's just JG getting completely fixed, but obviously I'd like to say that we had a part of it. Yeah, I'd like to say we had a part in it. We're happy to have JG. He's been great for the brand, and he's a great athlete and a good guy, so it's fun to have him.
Trivia question for you, Max. Who was the first paid Fly Racing motocross racer?
The one and only Tim Ferry.
There you go, folks. Never forgetting the roots, Fly Racing.